DJ Ash Noble here. Welcome back to another stream. Yes, I've still got the bandage thing on me. I still look like a wounded soldier. Today, I have the exciting stream. I finally, well, not finally, because it actually all happened very quickly, but I've got my new upgraded decks. So, if you didn't see the last stream, I did a stream yesterday, and I did an announcement that I had got some new decks. Had some new decks bought for me very generously as a gift, and I didn't have the decks with me at that point. And I said, obviously, once I got the decks, I'd do some streams and stuff, and I'd show you the decks. So if you didn't watch that stream, you won't know a thing about it. So essentially, I got a message on Saturday night, and I got a reminder that I had a gig on the 29th of September, and I'm playing like a pub, and I was like bringing my own equipment and stuff. And I'd obviously taken this gig before my new Mark decks had obviously, started to play up and go not so well, good for just having a little play around at home. But I felt like I needed that initial upgrade as well. So that message came, and then I kind of thought, hang on a minute, what am I actually going to play? What equipment am I going to play on? So we went down a few different avenues, and then eventually someone I know from Hull, he was actually selling some. I knew he was selling some, and I just thought that was going to be like the easiest route. So then I got it genuinely bought for me by a friend of mine called Mick as a very generous offer, and I now have the decks sat at home. So what did I go for? What was the upgrade? And the upgrade I have gone for is the Pioneer XDJ RX1. Now, I've been very fortunate that these actual very decks that I bought, I've been on them before, and I've played gigs on them as well, believe it or not. They used to be the decks for the second room at Stomping. And I've also played on them at the person's house where I went to pick them up, and when he's had like house parties and things in the past, I've got. So I've been very fortunate to know quite a bit about these controllers already and use them and stuff. But I'm too excited. I'm just going to show you. So let's flip it around, and here it is, sat in all of its glory in between the two vinyl turntables, which good news, I can actually still use these vinyl turntables, and I can use the mixer section inside of this RX, and I can actually change a couple of switches, and I can actually still play the vinyl. So that is an absolutely amazing feeling. That is absolutely fantastic. What more can you actually want other than that? So it comes with this amazing deck saver that actually has a Stomping sticker on it, and this obviously just keeps like dust off of it and stuff like that. And there's a little pouch there. I suppose you could put your USB stick inside of it. Look, I normally, on my old mixer, I used to put my house keys on here when I went to bed. So I can probably just put my house keys in here. That'll probably be what it'll come for. And yeah, so this is the XDJ RX1. So they're a really great bit of equipment, and I do recommend that these are still something you should buy. I know there's like an RX2 and an RX3 out now that do more things and have more features, but initially, for me, from going from somebody who had sort of like a basic 4-channel mixer to CDJs, not being able to have any form of effects or use any sort of, more up-to-date hardware, this is obviously a big step up for me. And if yourselves as well, if you've come from that sort of just using the very basic equipment, and now you're wanting that initial upgrade because you feel you've improved with your DJing, this is obviously also another good reason to get one of these. So we're going to take the deck saver off, because we can look at it with the deck saver on, but that is not going to be as fun, is it? So I'll just put that over there. on the old bed. And here is the Pioneer, the XDJ-R1, or the XDJ-RX, I think they just call it. But same difference. If there's any difference, they are both the same. There is a real slight bit of dust on it, but nothing too major. So what are we greeted with? Well, we are essentially greeted with two CDJs and a mixer, but without the CD input. And it... Drop your camera, Ash Noble. So we're greeted with two CDJs, we're greeted with a mixer and a screen in the middle. So it's like an all-in-one. They're all connected together. You know, these aren't separate to the mixer, and they've got the crossfader. You've got the two channel faders. And like I say, you may look at this and think it's only 2-channel, but it is actually 4-channel. And I know you're thinking, what the hell are you on about? I can only see 2 channels here. Well, there's a little switch here. There's one at the other side, and if you flip that switch, you can add 2 external outputs onto this sort of like RX. So if you want to spin the vinyl turntables, you can plug the vinyl turntables in, and you can literally you can literally use this mixer section as your mixer for the vinyl turntable. So if you have a vinyl record and you're getting it in beat, and then you want to bring it in, you can lift this up, and this will become the channel for the vinyl turntable, which is really amazing. We've got the cue and play button, which I think they come from the Pioneer. I think they come from the DDJ 1000, and we've got these hot cues as well that you can tap, and they do different things. So hot cue, we've got auto beat loop and stuff like that, so you can make like beat loops as well. And then we've got like we've got loop and slice, and then we've got the shift button as well, which is another really great feature. We've got track search, so you can actually search within a track. So if you've loaded a track up and you want to just check, you know, and have a little listen through the track quickly and make sure that it is the right tune that you do want to play next, you can do that. The jog wheels, I've got to say, are really nice, and I've already had a mix on this since getting it home. I couldn't wait. So when you're doing like a backspin, you know, that is just absolutely, you know, it feels smooth as anything, and it sounds really good in that sense. We've got color effects, so we've got things like filters. So if you tap that and then twist this big silver knob, that will add filters in, so you can like filter tracks out. You can also add things like gate, you can add like crush, and you can add white noise as well, which creates like a real sort of white swooping noise and stuff like that. We've got the main master and the booth volumes out here. We've got one of the USB ports, and there is also a record mode as well, so you can actually just physically, if you really wanted to, you can just tap that master record with a stick in, and you can just record a mix directly onto the mix. And what you can also do as well is that you can tap this track mark, so you can actually mark like each track in the mix, and then if you want to go back and find a specific mix, a specific track in the mix, you can go like, you know, you can skip to different marks, and it's just a quicker way of going through the mix and finding out if it's obviously, you know, the track that you was looking for is in there, which is really good. We've got the screen, which is a really good feature, and I absolutely love this screen. It's by far my favorite feature. So the screen will tell you everything from the BPM of the track to the name of the track. You can go through and you can select and search for your different tracks. So I'll tell you what, let's not waste time, and let's turn this on, because there's no point showing you an empty screen if I can turn it on and obviously show you show you the screen actually on. So when you turn it on, it does load. It just takes a couple of seconds to load, and then you are literally on. So you get greeted with this. So this is the main screen. So when you've got tracks playing, there'll be like 2 waveforms here, and then you've got like information about each track that will be displayed here. This is not touchscreen. I know on like some of the newer RXs they are touchscreen. That doesn't really matter to me. If anything, I actually quite like using the buttons and stuff. I don't know why. I think I kind of prefer it, and I think because we use touchscreen so much with our phone, so it's nice to have a change when you come onto something like this. So you can click record box. That's if you want to connect it to like a laptop or a computer, you know, and use it as an actual controller, but you don't need to. We've got this. So this is the MIDI. So again, this is like for USB MIDIs again. So if you want to connect it to like MIDI software, so if you want to plug a controller to it and it shows, look, a little picture of your laptop. We've got USB 1 and USB 2, and there's no USBs plugged in at the moment, but we'll get one plugged in a moment. And then down here we've got browse, we've got tag list, so you can have tag lists. We've got information, which doesn't click at the moment, and then we've got menu, which also doesn't click at the moment. I think you'll have to obviously have like tracks loaded for them to obviously work. So that all works really good. We've got the normal looping function. We've got the beat effects for like flanger and echoes and beat rolls and all the rest of it. And yeah, we've got loads of stuff going on. We've got loads of stuff taking place on this controller. Obviously headphones. Another big upgrade on the headphones is you don't just have to use the big jack. You can just normally plug your headphones in as well. And another good thing, when you're doing a B2B, you don't have to swap headphones. So like you don't have to unplug yours and wait for your person who you're back to back with to plug theirs in. You know, you can have yours in that one, he can have his in that one, and then you've got no issues. You can both hear each track and each mix, and you just don't have that worry of you know, once your headphones are plugged in, you can keep them plugged in for the whole mix, and then, you know, unplug them at the end of the mix. We've got microphones, so I haven't plugged the microphone in yet. I do need to plug my mic in. That's like one thing I've not tested. And then you can choose like whether the mic is on or off, or you can have it on talk over. So a little bit like you're doing like a radio show, and you're talking and the track just dips while you're talking, and then when you stop talking, the track dips back up again and you know, plays louder again. So this is where you'll scroll through your tracks, and then these white buttons here is where you'll obviously load it to either this deck or that deck. So if you tap this button, it'll load to this deck. If you tap that button, it'll load to that deck, and it's all good and simple. We've got sync button. Yeah, so we've got the sync button, we've got master, and then we've got like tempo adjust, so you can adjust the speed of the tempo. So in other sense, like, do you want the tracks to go like, you know, more faster than they actually can? So obviously when you put them to the top here, that's like the limit. And like if a track's at like 150 or something, it might only go as far as like 160 or something. And then obviously if you want to go like further than that, for whatever reason, you can obviously do that. So let's plug a USB stick in. So I've got this one here. So this is analyzed by Rekordbox, and if you want to get the full effect of this, you need to analyze them by Rekordbox, and that is what you would do over by the computer. So you would go on to Rekordbox and you'd put like playlists and folders together, analyze them, and then you'd export them to your USB drive. And then when you plug them into here, it'll read all the information that the track is telling you, you know, the BPMs. It'll also read like the track names and stuff. So we load it in, it'll flash for a little bit, and then USB 1 will light up, and then all this information will come to light. So we've got artist, we've got album, we've got tracks, so this will just display like all the tracks, and then we've got keys, so if you want to find the track to a specific key, and then we've got playlist. So playlist is where I like to work. So as you can see, when I did the Humber Vibe gig, I have this folder here that's just entitled Humber Vibe, and all the tracks are in there. And then I've got a big folder here entitled Bounce, and this has got like a good nearly 800 to 1,000 bounce tracks on here. And then there's house remixes, so this has got like loads of house tunes entitling from like A to Z, and they're all like remixes of classic house tunes. We've got the hard file set, so when I played at the old school house, this was the set I played. So if I was to click on this, this is in the exact order that I made it on the computer. So this was the exact order of the set, so everything on that list is what I would have played. So starting off with that one and then that one, so on, and then just tap the back button and it will take you back. There's also some UK hardcore tunes as well down here, just a big list of some like newer hardcore stuff. You only need to have one stick plugged in at a time, so if you plug one stick in, you can play that one stick across both decks. Obviously, you can plug a second stick in if you wish, if like the second stick has got some other tunes on that you want to play. But if you want to just have a mix off of one USB stick, you can just have a mix off of the one stick, and you don't have to worry about literally having to have two sticks plugged in like I used to do with my new Marks. So I've got a folder here with some bounce new bangers, and I just put some of my recent production on here, and some other stuff on here as well. So we'll just click the This Is Bounce UK. So if I tap that, and then it takes it here, and now you can see that waveform's loaded. And if I just put if I just put this up, you can see there it's obviously loaded. If I tap so you can see there it plays. Now, if you don't analyze your tunes in Rekordbox, the tracks will load, but you won't see all of this like waveform because it's not analyzed through Rekordbox. And also here as well, it won't tell you the BPM, so it'll be almost kind of really like playing vinyl, but then it can cause the system to crash, because it's like almost like it's trying to read like unknown files that it obviously can't read. So if I move the tempo pitch, you can see there that's moving and grooving there like that. And now it's obviously playing a bit faster. So again, with the beat effects, if I just go like this, so that's on beat roll, that's got flanger on it. We got that one as well. And then also again here. So yeah, so there we go with that one. So vinyl mode, that treats it like a vinyl record. So like, you know, you can like scratch on the top like that. So when it's playing, if you've got the vinyl mode on and you're trying to beat match, and you go like that for like moving the jog, but then you actually accidentally catch that, it will obviously it'll stop the track like a vinyl would, and it would like knock it out of beat. So I don't really tend to use vinyl mode just because I think it's a bit easier, you don't knock it. But if I'm going to do a backspin, I'll turn it on and do like a backspin and then turn it back off. So what else can I tell you about this? I mean, I don't want to go over like, because this controller is not the newest controller out there, so I don't want to say stuff that, you know, you can just essentially really go on to like other videos and you can find the information out yourselves, you know. And they're quite old, so, you know, a lot of people who do DJ, they'll already know stuff about this. But I just thought I'd show you the controller. I finally got an upgrade, and I'm absolutely buzzed about it. So that is a quick little look onto the Pioneer XDJ RX, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy having fun and mixing. And I've got to buy one lead that essentially I've got to buy a lead that's going to go into my booth, because the lead I've got for the booth, it doesn't, as a matter of fact, it doesn't actually take the lead that I normally use. And the booth is what gives me the line in on the computer for live streaming. So sadly, I've got to kind of give that one a miss, which I'm a little bit gutted about, but these things happen. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share. I'll show you it one last time. There it is. So like, comment, share. We'll see you next time.